higher. And they'll spring you around. And things like pipes and windowsills and stuff will kind of be a boundary where you are. Standard platformy-like thing. There's a double jump. There's like 16 unlockable abilities, like this sort of paint smear and the paint bomb. So if you jump over here, and then go jump up top there, the double jump, punch that guy, and then move around, you'll see. So yeah, you move from this wall to this wall. You're always trapped to the wall. And so keep going, drop down. And so now you're onto this room. So it's 2D platforming in 3D world. So go ahead and do some damage there. You can also slide under that thing with trigger, right? Trigger. And now hit X to zip up. And now you see you're now on the rooftop. And because you entered the roof this way, gravity goes down that way. If you had entered the roof from the right, gravity would be coming from the left, etc. So there's a lot of puzzles where you need to get onto a rooftop one way, say, and then come back at it in a different gravity to actually solve the puzzle. So go ahead and slide under the next thing here. And keep going to the right. The game wants you to go left, but there's a whole lot of hidden areas to explore, and there's your first hidden areas over here, where go ahead and go to the right and grab that little tag up to the top, and here you'll get a really good idea of how the shifting walls and rooftops and stuff matter. You're going from the wall onto a rooftop here again, so if you go into the left. But now you need to get to the other side of the rooftop, and to do that, you need to jump up on the wall here, actually, and then jump up and around, zip down or to the left. Yeah, no, just like up where you were, and now jump up and go to the left. Yep, to the left. And jump into that paint gun, zip yourself up, and it'll zip you over, and then now on a different rooftop. And if you actually just drop down from where you are, there'll be one more paint gun that'll launch you up into a different rooftop. Just move to the right, say, do some pickups. The whole game's about exploration and finding these score tags. And you can just drop off the side. There's no punishment to like you don't die by falling or anything. And now jump onto that wall from where you are.
I like the whole shit.
So it's always pretty trippy, taking you around. It's dealing with the spatial puzzles and figuring out how you need to get into each surface to get the right, be in the right orientation to solve puzzles. The game has about 6 or 8 hours of gameplay first time you play through, but there's a whole ton of replayability having to go back into levels that have all these sort of hidden areas and hidden components to them, especially because early on in the game, where we are now, the game kind of takes place in New York over the course of a day. We're sort of at 1 p.m. or something kind of thing now in just a regular part of New York, and you go through Little Jamaica and Chinatown, and you end up at Times Square at midnight. So not only does it get darker out, but the world starts to get twisted around and perverted because the bad guy who brought you into the graffiti world in the first place starts to keeps getting closer to getting into the real world. So things start to get a little bit weird.
I really like the whole shifting and everything. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, we like it. So if you go to the right, again, it's a graffiti game. We wanted you to be able to make tags, but with a controller it's tough to do. But R1 is basically when you get close to one, actually, yeah, this one's fine. You can now jump up on that, and it'll last for a few seconds. So that's our quick way of doing a tag. You can sort of jump on it and work around it. But yeah, there was a whole other area, way back that you didn't go for, which is fine, so it's not necessary to finish the level. But again, all about the replayability and the doing that.
Really cool. Pretty ingenious.
The game is probably better played while stoned or high or something because you're trying to get used to the world moving around on you, but sober people can play it.
Really, really neat.
You have 16 unlockable abilities, like I said, like the paint bomb, shield, slide, there's like a ground pound, a dash kick. sorts of things to sort of, you know, keep the game interesting as you progress through it.
Awesome. What's the developer of it?
It's my shop. It's called Playbrains. We're a small studio in Canada. This is our first PSN game. Comes out October 11th on PSN and the 18th on Steam.
How do you guys like working with Sony?
Oh, it's been great. Absolutely great.
They really been like helping out a lot of smaller indie developers to get into really cool games.
Yeah, no, and especially we're also dealing not even with Sony, but Sony Online. So they're even more, you know, sort of indie. If that makes